They say a man's home is his castle, but what do you do when the woman you build it for decides you're nothing more than the help? I spent 35 years with my back to the sun and my hands in the red dirt of Georgia, building a life I thought was based on forever. But last Christmas, sitting at my own dinner table, I realized that while I was busy building a legacy, my wife was busy building a prison of pretension. Her name is Evelyn. At 62, she's a masterpiece of surgical precision and expensive upkeep. She has that look you see in the country clubs, hair colored to a shade of blonde that doesn't exist in nature, skin pulled just a little too tight over sharp cheekbones, and eyes that move like a hawk's, always scanning the room for someone more important to talk to. She wears her designer jewelry like armor and smells of perfume that costs more than my first truck. She used to be the girl who'd share a beer on a tailgate. Now she won't even hold a glass that isn't crystal. The breaking point came during our Christmas Eve dinner. The house was decorated like a magazine shoot, cold, perfect, and expensive. Our grown children were there, along with some of Evelyn's new social circle from the local arts board. I was sitting at the head of the table, my hands scarred and thick-knuckled from decades of labor, resting on the white linen. One of the guests, a soft-handed lawyer, asked me about the custom cabinetry I'd built for the kitchen. I started to explain the joinery, but Evelyn didn't even let me finish the sentence. She gave that sharp, brittle laugh that always makes my skin crawl and addressed the whole table as if I wasn't there. "Oh, don't get George started on his projects," she said, her voice dripping with a condescension that froze the room. "He's like a retired pack mule. He needs to keep his hooves busy or he gets restless. I tell everyone he's my live-in contractor. He keeps the house running so I can focus on the things that actually move the needle in this town. He's the muscle, I'm the mind. It's a functional arrangement, if a bit primitive." The table went quiet. My son looked at his plate. My daughter looked at me with pity. Evelyn just took a sip of her expensive Chardonnay, looking immensely proud of her own wit. In that moment, 35 years of loyalty evaporated. I wasn't her husband. I was a utility. I was the bank account and the repairman she was embarrassed to introduce as an equal. I didn't yell. I didn't flip the table. I simply set my fork down, stood up, and wiped my mouth with the silk napkin. I told them I had a late-night check to do on a job site, walked out into the crisp December air, and drove straight to my hunting cabin. I didn't take a suitcase. I only took my dignity. I didn't answer the calls on Christmas morning. I didn't respond to the angry texts about ruining the family image. I just